What's good, y'all boys? Look, today, man, I'm bringing y'all a video on how to use the doctor, man. Let's go. Alright, we finna just start this off by explaining what he does. So he got two abilities, look. He got an ability called Shock Therapy and an ability called Static Blast. Alright, so first up, we got Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy is basically just a ranged attack. So say you use it and it hits the survivor that you're trying to use it on, they can't do shit, man. They can't unhook people, they can't vault, they can't do pallets, they can't do nothing. So it's basically just an easy hit, and that's one of the reasons why the doctor is so OP. Alright, next up we got Static Blast. So Static Blast is an area attack. So say a survivor is in your terror radius, if you use Static Blast and it hits them, it's gonna make them scream and it's gonna give away their location. So for y'all niggas who can't track for shit, man, this the motherfucker for you. Alright, so now that that's out the way, I'ma just be giving y'all some tips and tricks and advice or whatever you want to call it. Alright y'all, the first thing you need to get good at is predicting. You need to know where someone's trying to go and if there are any obstacles over there that are going to stop you from getting them. So if someone's trying to go somewhere where there's windows, before they get to that window you need to hit them with your ability so that they can't jump through it and that you can get a hit off. And the same thing goes for loops. When they're in a loop and they're trying to go over the next obstacle, you need to hit them with your Static Blast before they get there so that you can catch up to them. Alright, the next tip is to not chase for too long. As the doctor, you want to continuously damage the generators and check them and move around the map so you can make sure that the survivors aren't completing them. Because that's kind of how the doctor works, by being able to track where people are and stop them from getting the generators done. So if you're in a chase for 30 seconds or a minute, then all the other survivors are still completing those gens that you should be checking. And there are perks that can go into that help you, like Pop Goes the Weasel, where if you hook someone, after you hook them you can go to a generator, and if you damage it, it'll regress it by 25%. So those kind of perks are the things that you need to put on the doctor to maximize his talent or his potential or whatever you want to call it. Alright, the third tip. Use your abilities to stop players from getting unhooked. If someone is trying to run over and unhook someone, you can actually use your ability on them, and if it hits, they can't take that person off of the hook. So not only does that person stay on the hook, but now you can also get a hit in on the person that came to save them, which ends up benefiting you a lot because, well, people will stay on the hooks all game. For the last tip, use perks to expand your terror radius by as much as possible. The doctor's ability is to be able to see and alert to him who is in his terror radius when he uses Static Shock. So if your terror radius is small, there's a likely chance that nobody is in your terror radius. But if you expand it as much as possible, you'll be able to get hits from all across the map. Alright, now for the pros and cons. I'll start off with the cons, which there's really only one in my opinion, and that's that your terror radius is so big that people all around the map are alerted when you even get slightly close to them because your terror radius is just so big. Pause. But for the pros, we have, it's a super good build for tracking, so if you're not good at that, this build is just right for you. And it can stop loops very simply just by using your special ability, which recharges very fast. Hey man, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you learned something or got something useful out this video, man, subscribe. I post daily. But anyways, I'm out.